Hello, beautiful hearts. I wanted to start by saying that this is part two of my spiritual awakening experience. In the first video, I shared my recent spiritual epiphany following a breakup, and it was a direct conversation with the divine that helped me uncover my mission in this lifetime, which is to help people unlock their heart. So if you haven't watched part one and are curious, you can find the link in the pinned comment below for the backstory, but that's totally optional. In today's video, I wanted to share with you why I went deeper into hermit mode after my spiritual epiphany and what more I had learned through spiritual guidance. In the previous video, I mentioned that I had this direct divine download in late April. So then why did I disappear for so many months following that? To be fair, I did feel extremely motivated and excited when I uncovered my life's mission for about a day or so. That afternoon after my epiphany, I was emotionally exhausted. I cried and I laughed and I cried harder. It all finally made sense and it all finally clicked. All my struggles, pain, heartbreak, I requested it all. I was the reason I wanted to experience all this, so it could better support my mission. The next day, I updated my website, I changed my messaging, I started reaching out to my network to tell them about my mission. Now, I have a marketing background, and for every business I founded, every program or product I designed, it was usually days, if not months, of strategizing, designing, crafting, editing before I launched it. But this time, it was simple. It was effortless. I have one mission, helping people unlock their heart. It was simple and clear. I didn't want to or need to complicate it. I was thrilled because ever since I realized I wanted to be a coach to help more people, it was one pivot after another, trying to figure out what I should focus on. Now, it's no longer about the strategy, but all about how to give people what they want to live in love. I truly thought it would be happily ever after, in a sense that everything I had been manifesting seemed to be so close to me now. Then came this prolonged period of stagnation. I felt empty. I felt lethargic. I literally couldn't get myself out of bed. I do have two young children, by the way, and every day when they were with me, I got up and do the bare minimum. When they were not, I crawled right back to bed. Sometimes I fell back asleep. Sometimes I just stared at the ceiling and nothing. In the meantime, I also felt extremely spiritually hungry. I've been listening to countless spiritual content, tarot reading, Carl Jung theory, learning more about energy, etc., etc. I've also had so many vivid dreams and sometimes lucid dreams. I see and sense synchronicities everywhere. It's like I only want to live in the 5D world and have lost drive to do anything in this 3D physical world. There were so many things I was supposed to be worried about, and in the past, those things or circumstances would have stressed me out. But I felt like I could care less, to the point that I started wondering, am I depressed? Now, here's what I've learned, what happened after a spiritual awakening. First, these deep energetic shifts were draining. During an awakening, my entire energetic system was being recalibrated. I've started releasing a lot of old beliefs, trapped emotions, and old identities. It was basically an inner detox. The awakening also triggered my nervous system when all my unresolved emotions were surfacing, which led to my cocoon phase when I just wanted to stay away from any stimuli or other energies that felt too much for me. And most importantly, my body was also recalibrating. Remember, I mentioned in the first video that I started learning about energy healing with the hope that I could heal my shoulder injury? As it turns out, it wasn't just my shoulder that was healing. My whole body was trying to catch up with my soul. And that's why, a lot of the time when I was lying in bed, it felt like my soul was going into future timelines already, while my body was still dragged down by past, old, lower level frequencies. Knowing all this fatigue and exhaustion was normal following a spiritual awakening was really important for me because it gave me the trust I needed to allow myself to slow down and heal. And it helped me understand that I wasn't being unproductive, but rather I was transforming. Now, during that phase, well, to be honest, I think I'm still in hermit mode for the most part, but I know I'm slowly coming out of it. But anyway, during my dark night of the soul, I've cut out so many people, so many activities, and even community from my life that no longer felt aligned, to the point that it almost felt like there's no one else left in my life except for my kids and a couple close friends. But one thing I did when I was occasionally up for some movement was hiking. And during one of the hikes following my epiphany, I had what I called a follow up conversation with the divine. When I go hiking, I usually like to listen to some guided meditation or guided visualization, or I would sometimes have a question and would ask my spiritual guides to give me any signs, messages, images, or visuals that could guide me. And that time, I asked my angel to give me any signs that could point me in the direction of meeting my true love and soulmate. And the answer came quickly. You have to unlock your own heart first. And I was like, seriously, how did I not think of that? It's so obvious. But I was so fixated on how to help others unlock their hearts that I literally didn't stop and ask, is my heart unlocked? During my epiphany, the divine told me that I had to experience the pain of a locked heart myself so I could better help others. And on the other side of the coin, it's that I also have to unlock my own heart to let love in so I can do the same for others. Duh! As I continued to hike, I was reflecting back on my recent breakup. I had tried so hard to convince myself all the reasons why the relationship didn't work, why I needed to move on, how I deserved better, etc., etc. Maybe these are all true, but they're also all stories my mind was trying to tell me in order to protect me. I hadn't fully acknowledged the fact that my heart did still long for him and that I still missed him terribly. All I did was rushing to bear my true feelings so I could move on. And I never gave my heart a chance to speak. So as I walked, I gave my heart the space to feel my love for him. My tears started running down, and I started feeling a sense of peace. So, before you go, I want to leave you with a journal prompt. What is one thing my heart wants? And what's one thing I could give my heart? Whether you feel that your heart is wide open or is locked behind walls, I invite you to connect with it and listen. And when you do that, be sure to turn down the volume of your mind. I bet your heart has a lot to say. But take it easy, one thing at a time. I will give you the space now to spend some time with your beautiful heart.